What is up, blessed kings and queens? This video right here is going to be speaking on Brahmacharya. And Brahmacharya, as y'all know, I made the first video of my experience. I'm going to go ahead and be restarting it. Boom, right here on this paper. Let's go ahead and went ahead and wrote it down right there. I'm beginning again, just started yesterday. Y'all can't see, a little closer right there. 12th, January 12th, 2021. And that's me. Oh, and just to clarify right here too, as I mentioned, I started with 1 month and then I'm going and extending to 3 and then 6 and then so on from there all the way up. And I did this for a strong reason. I did this so I could focus on what I needed to focus on and not focus on the shit I didn't need to focus on. And y'all, every day I learn something new. Something happens within me. And I make these videos when I really feel the spark in the state at which I feel like, okay, I put in a lot of work. I got myself to a place where, wow, I got more to give. I got more to offer. So this video is coming from that energy where I've hit another, you could say, marathon goal that I've been running with myself. And I'm going to go ahead and open up with some things on why I'm choosing to start again with 3 months of Brahmacharya. And for my fellow retainers, Brahmacharis, whatever you want to call it, celibacy, for individuals who are on this, I give my respect to y'all, because this is something where you're spiritually called to do it. It's not for everyone. It's a spiritual calling. I know my ancestors guided me this way, almost directed me this way, so I could heal my ancestral trauma, so I could heal. And I know they chose me to be able to do this. And that's initially, as I discussed in the first Brahmacharya experience video. If y'all haven't seen that, I would recommend go checking that out, where I really break down Brahmacharya, what it is, because we're not going to be going into that here. I'm going to be going into more personal things here to really kind of pull back the curtains and show y'all, like, this is why I'm going at this again. This is my reasoning, and I hope in any way that this will inspire you or fuel something within you to where it would drive you to want to take some action, maybe with Brahmacharya yourself or retaining celibacy of any sort. Now, just to cover it a little bit, the power of Brahmacharya, retaining semen, retaining your seed as a man, and even for women, holding your sexual power is strong. It's very powerful, and it'll allow you to tap into your strongest self, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Now, that's a lot of with great power comes great responsibility, and with all this transmutation you're going to be going through, you're going to be getting a lot of powerful energies. So guess what? If you don't know what to do with those energies, they're going to go afloat and they're going to ruin your life, or they could easily just get you lost somewhere. So you got to be cautious and prepare yourself mentally and spiritually and even physically by practicing eating healthy, getting your diet right before you decide to do something like this, because it has to be for a strong reason. It has to be for a why. Again, I said this, and I'll say it again. You're called to this spiritually. You're called to do something like this spiritually. I was literally driven and attracted to this. The universe almost showed this in front of me when I needed it, and it said, this is what you got to do. And I said, I'm open. I'm all ears. Let's do this shit. I'm all hands on deck. Let's go. I'll do whatever I have to. So that's why I initially started Brahmacharya. And I did it a month. And then after that month, I stopped. And I'm about to tell y'all what happened after that month between then and now, which, just to clarify here, September 12th, 2020 was when I started. So a month in, October, so basically October 12th is when I stopped. And then from October 12th to now, January 13th, 2021, around in that time, I went through a lot of experience and kind of went through a lot of different things to put me in my right place and help me to remind myself that this is why practicing discipline and self-control and knowing thyself is important. Because if it wasn't for my prayers and my intention with God, I would have easily been lost, and I would have never gotten to the point right here making this video y'all are watching. So I'm really going to be opening up and revealing the curtain. So here we go. This is going to be getting kind of personal in this video. So, and another reason, the reason why I feel like I want to be personal is because I want to give I would love to give a shout out, but I don't remember the YouTuber's name right now, but I know I'm going to be checking out more of his videos, so I'm going to give a shout out in the future video. But I was checking out one of this YouTuber's videos, and he was expressing the energy of vulnerability and being open, and how spiritually being hurt prevents you, and your own insecurities prevents you from being open and vulnerable. And being open and vulnerable is really just allowing your true self in all its forms, all of yourself to, he was saying you want to allow all of yourself to portray itself whenever you're speaking, whenever you're sharing, whenever you're doing anything. So I've been a little closed off on not most of the videos, but some of the videos on this channel. This video is going to be very open, and I've opened up on different videos, but let's get right into it. So I know that sex particularly is a weakness for myself. Now, I've been the type of person who grew up not being in a place where I was, I was a nerdy kid. I was a nerdy kid. I was into a lot of different, just being myself, and, into video games and shit like that. So I grew up just really being in those realms. So I never really got I never really put myself, I wasn't really put in a place where I was like, attractive to most of what the opposite sex found attractive, like having money and having a sort of confidence and charisma and shit like that. I built those things from getting into self-development and getting into doing my own work and my own spiritual work around when I was 16. And I'll mention that previously on this channel in different videos, but that's really why I decided that I'm going to be putting in a lot of work with my life, not just because as a straight man, because I am a straight man, a lot of what drives me in life is, I wouldn't even say approval of the opposite sex, but in a way, yeah, the opposite sex. Because come on, let's be fucking real here. As a straight man, that's what drives most straight men to do the work they do in life, is the opposite sex. Because at the end of the day, the female is going to be the chooser. Now, the female was always, I always had some trauma with my mama, and kind of understanding her growing up. So I kind of had this like distance between understanding females and their psychology and things of that nature. Now, as I got older and as I mature more, I rest more and more in my power to understand that we are in a place in society where we all have the power to choose whether or not we want to play into the traps that rest within a lot of the dynamics that happen between men and women nowadays. Now, just to keep it real, I don't even fuck with the same bitches that I used to be fucking with, that I used to be wanting to get tail from. I don't even fuck with those bitches right now. I'm not on no type chasing and wanting any sort of interaction with any bitch. I'm gonna keep it like that, keep it straight like that. So I actually had an experience recently with with a queen and a woman I met, and she had a sort of mental spark and an energy to her that was very pure, and I really was inspired by that. And I'm about to get into why I'm sharing this with you, because this is gonna all come back home in a second. But when I had met her, I remember her. She was speaking to my mom. Me and my mom was at the grocery store, right? So this is where it was, and she was just speaking to my mom, talking. Whenever my mom came into the conversation we was having, and she was like telling her about health and things of that nature, and just pointing out just different things energetically, which I was in vibrational alignment with, and that showed me that, yo, there's the right woman for you. There's the right queen you want in life. So if you keep putting in your work, it's going to get to a point where you'll be in vibrational alignment. Now, I shared this to tell you this. Up to the point between October 12th and January 13th today, for a period of time, I got caught up in feeling almost a sense of wanting to escape and bring myself into how you say, not really giving up, not giving a fuck energy, not giving a fuck type shit energy about anything. So I was really in a dark place, as we know that we had Sun in Scorpio around October and November. So we were in those toxic energies, kind of delving into that sexual energy too. Scorpio's very well known for that. And I was involved with this female that I was kind of in a short relationship with, if you know what I'm saying, if you feel me there. And I had felt almost afterwards, it wasn't clicking, man. It wasn't clicking. I wasn't fucking with none of this shit. She had nothing to offer me. Nothing to offer me intellectually, nothing to offer me financially, nothing. She had nothing to offer me. So outside of sex, sucking dick, popping pussy, that's all that I got from her. So after that experience, was almost kind of detached in a way from I want to say that I had a lot of insecurities too, that kind of put me in a place where I felt like I was almost just out of options, I guess you could say. And I felt like I was just not really wanting to engage in any form of chasing tail. So I just naturally being aware of certain things, I got involved into wanting to get an escort. And if y'all don't know, some of y'all don't know what that is, sex work. So on my end, being able to pay a sex worker to be able to just do the thing and just have that transaction. Now, I knew completely well and right spiritually in my mind and spiritually within myself that it was very, I don't even want to say wrong, but I'll say that it clearly isn't a healthy way to interact with the opposite sex. It clearly isn't it isn't something where it will serve one in the long run. So spiritually, just being in a place where I was almost feeling very cold and detached in a way from certain energies within myself that will allow me to thrive and focus on my mission in life and focus on bettering myself. I felt through a lot of the pain and the trauma I went through that it was almost, I don't want to say hopeless, but almost useless to try and work on myself and focus on what I've been focusing on within my purpose. So I got attracted and drawn into shit like that. And I know a lot of people can relate to this. So that's why I speak about it so open and vulnerably, because hopefully that me sharing this may help someone and show a more authentic and real side of myself that, hey, look, I'm sharing my humanity right here. And this is important to me because I want to be vulnerable and open in my videos so it can help as many people as it possibly can, because I help myself. Now I'm about to tell y'all this final point within this. I'm wrapping it up right now. I'm telling y'all this final point. I never actually did it. I never actually paid a sex worker and had that transaction physically. But I did I did show up to a scam session, a scam transaction, and I went to the place and everything where I was expecting the transaction to go down, and just to find out that I just got duped and I was the trick in the suit. I got played, straight up. I got played out my money, and I deserved it. I felt like I deserved it. I said to myself, God damn, the universe or God is always watching out for me. I've always felt that. Now, through everything that I've been through that time period, October 12th to January 13th today, I always felt a sort of protection. You could call it from whatever. Because I constantly, y'all, speak to my ancestors, God, and Source. I always set intentions in prayer. Let's get that shit straight right there. Boom. All right. And I always felt a protection and a sort of like, like no matter what happens, I'll be all right. So when I was kind of delving into these lost energies, being a lost soul, because just being honest, like once you actually physically have a relationship, a transaction, I'll say, with a sex worker, or if you're someone who already has done that, but let's address someone who hasn't done it yet and is thinking about or thinks about it. Once you actually have a physical encounter like that, you're likely to experience. I wouldn't even say a soul tie, but just to kind of keep it in the simplicity realm, you'll experience a lot of the soul transferences. So if the person in which you had that physical transaction with has a lot of demonic energies, has a lot of different things that isn't serving anyone, their highest good, their highest purpose, you're going to receive that. So I shared this whole story to wrap this all up right now, to say that, man, I felt protected the whole way because I never actually got to the point where I had that physical transaction. And I feel almost saved to the point now because I'm grateful for the learning lesson there. And I know why all of this happened. So I'm gonna really close this off with the ending point right here. I know why all of it happened. I know why I went into that situation. I know why I even got involved with any of the bullshit I never, as a spiritual being, I would never even have to get involved with. I would never even have to stoop myself that low. But I know why. Because I had to learn that my power resides in balance. Because if I tip too far off to the scale left, and if I tip too far off to the scale right, what that meaning right there, and this is also about the YouTuber that I will shout out in the future video. I was also watching this video this morning, and he's pointing out how God, the universe, will always remind you that no matter what you do, and he was mentioning how, like, when you feel really prideful, when you pop your collar and you're up on the stage and you're feeling like you're everything, and you're just almighty and high mighty, and you're up on your high horse. The universe and God will always remind you of the spiritual balance that's necessary within you. It will bring you down to a humane level. And if you have to learn the hard lessons, that's what you will go through as a spirit. And there's nothing wrong with those hard lessons, okay? I'm literally sharing with you one of my hard lessons right now. Being open and vulnerable, sharing is and this may help someone. And this may help someone in a way where it might help you to remind you that you're not alone in this weird game of life that we all reside in. Because there's weird shit that happens all the time. And there's weird shit that's going on. There's weird motherfuckers right now in power and control, governing the country we live in, raping little kids, doing all sorts of demonic shit, casting spells through the illusion of Hollywood into our minds, into our spirits, to put us in states of confusion, and to even be in positions where, as spirits, we would have to go through things like this. Of something like what I just shared with my experience. Now, there's so many other things, and I have other experiences, but just to relate all this with Brahmacharya, this is why I'm choosing to begin again with 3 months of Brahmacharya. And it's not even that experience entirely. That experience just brought me to a point spiritually where I'm more balanced and in tune with the more true and closer version of myself. Because I'm gonna be real, y'all. I've been in states, in places where I've almost lost myself continuously, and I don't wanna have to make the same mistakes as a spirit. I want to be able to learn and grow. So I share all this with you to say that, yeah, it's spiritual calling. If Brahmacharya, celibacy, any of these things called you to take part, it's your duty to answer the call. Do you want to take the red pill or the blue pill? It's your duty. Fuck it. It's not even I wouldn't even say it's your duty. Maybe it is your duty. I don't know. Maybe it is your duty and obligation to answer the call. Or maybe it isn't. That's for you to decide. But if you're drawn to wanting to retain seed and practice self-control and discipline through Brahmacharya or semen retention or celibacy, it is a great way to focus on what you need to focus on, to work on yourself, to better yourself, to transform yourself, to raise your vibration. Today, y'all, I just sun gazed, I sunbathed, I learned stuff, and I do that shit every day. Pretty much. Almost every day. I'm working on myself every single day. I'm not sun gazing, sunbathing every day. I was grounding, and I'm not always doing the same thing every day. I grateful journal this morning, and I'm not always doing the same shit every day. Sometimes, my routine changes, and I wouldn't even call it a routine because I hate that word. But, sometimes my daily practice changes here and there, and I do different things. But every day I'm bettering myself. Every day I'm working on what I need to work on. I'm putting in work every day to learn about the shit that is happening right now. What the fuck is going on to make us all live in a crazy ass world? Like, come on, y'all. Like, we all live in this crazy world. We live in this crazy world with these sick motherfuckers who govern us, apparently. And we gave them the power to govern us. And how the fuck do we get to a point as spirits where we live in this? You know? So let's step up and do something. Something every day to get one step closer. Just one step in the right direction. That's all you need. Just one little step in the right direction every day. And that shit begins to add on itself, y'all. I'm putting in work every day, y'all. Every day. I'm learning shit every day so I could transmute it and bring it in the form of a video like this so I could help someone else learn something. But right now, I'm really focused on myself because I'm not even like I'm learning stuff. I'm learning stuff that's necessary to learn, like political structure, and just being more aware of certain things, and understanding that I'm not alone learning things. I'm not alone doing the work that I need to be doing. Everyone else is doing their own work. We all got our own work. We all got our own individual purpose. But we all have a choice every day, whether or not we want to work. Now look, if you're someone who already, based on my experience, has been involved with sex work, you know, we all have our place in society. That's key right there. We all have our place we all have our place spiritually. So no matter what, I don't want to say any of this to make you feel bad or feel like, you know, even if you have been involved with something like that, that you're somehow lesser of a person. I don't mean to imply that at all. I just want to say that no matter where you are, what steps you're in, I would aim to be as righteous as possible. So for all beings who are able to comprehend and understand righteousness, I would suggest that you focus on the energy of righteousness and see where it takes you. See where it takes you. Because righteousness, all righteousness really is staying true to you. Your godhood. Your godliness. And the connection to source will help you, of course, to God. Of course it will. Speaking to your ancestors and being in tune with your ancestral powers and your ancestral lineage, it will help you because guess what, y'all? Spiritually, you'll be protected no matter what. No matter what. I share my whole story. I share this story and all this to say that I've been protected my whole way. And I'm protected every day, every step I take. I know I'm protected. And I know that whatever happens before I die, that if every day I'm taking the step in the right, one step in the towards the direction of my higher purpose, if I do that every single day before I die, I know that the afterlife will bless me. Now, what does that mean? I'm not talking no religious theosophy afterlife. We're not talking about you're going to be blessed with 12 virgins when you pass away. Maybe you will, but who knows, right? But, you know, like in the afterlife, we got all this growth every day we put in. So it only makes sense that in your afterlife, you'll be in a better place. It only makes sense because why else would certain other individuals be born with certain karmas they've already worked through that maybe you are currently working through? Think about it that way. You're currently working through some karmas, but other individuals who are doing work that helps the community at hand and helps us all as participants of the human consciousness, to move it forward in a positive direction. For any individual and being who's doing that kind of work, including myself right now making this video, and maybe you doing the work in your own way right now watching this, and if you're not, then I suggest that you get on it. Because the beings in power, they don't give a fuck about us. They don't give a fuck about you. They give no shits about you at all, your family, or anybody you love. They don't love you. They do not love you. So I'm not trying to entertain or wake up anyone at this point. I don't care about that. I wanna share energy who is gonna help the beings who are already doing the work, who are already in a righteous spirit, to be able to understand and feel me to a certain point, to resonate with this message. So I'm done trying to wake up everybody. That shit is useless, because they're gonna do what they do no matter what. For people who don't want to wake up, let them be. Let them be. At this point, all I'm really wanting to do is just share my energy with the beings who are in alignment of any sort, so we can all move in our power, so we can create with each other where we need to be. We can create the space. We can create the circumstances we need. We can create these things together. And I have a lot of different things in works that I'm planning on putting into play. I'm taking it one step at a time. I'm focused on my own work every day. I'm focused on my work. I'm focused on bettering myself, right? These visions and these works are still there, and they'll always be there, and they'll always continue evolving and coming into play into the physical manifestation of the world, into my experience, into the collective experience of the beings who wish to partake into these works and these ideas and these plans. But I know the universe will always have its time and place, so I'm not rushing them. I'm not rushing my ideas and my plans. There's no need for me to rush it. Everything will happen in its right timing, its right place, and its right moments. And also, I'm focused on learning, y'all. I'm focused on learning. I got too much to learn out here. And of course, I'm aware that in a single lifetime, there's no amount of learning that I can do that will learn everything. But I know I'll be at a point where I'll learn enough to be able to make these works and ideas and visions and plans, make these visions, ideas, plans work. And once they're able to work properly, they will do what they need to do, because they will attract the beings in vibrational alignment to that work, to the idea, to the plan. And what is the idea, the plan? I have a lot of them, but just to not delve into them right now, but just to kind of capture the energy of them, it has to do with us holding our power collectively as the people. We the people. We, us, collectively. All of us. We holding our power, self-governing ourselves, being able to create harmony within and without, within us and all around us. And I know this will take time. This is not some small feat. This is something powerful, because once we're all collectively in our power, where the society and the individuals, beings, the sick beings governing us right now, raping little kids, sacrificing children, doing all these demonic spells and shit to cast us into stupidity and ignorance and sickness, physically, mentally, and spiritually, sickness, by using spells to cast it within us. it just doesn't make sense anymore to want to play a part of such a sick society. And it doesn't make sense to try to wake up motherfuckers who don't want to wake up. So I'm done with that. And I'm tired of it. So I hope that this video somehow was able to inspire and ignite something within you to help you to see within yourself that you're not alone. Continue doing your work and your process. It's all gonna pay off. It's always gonna pay off. Just remember this one thing, and I'm gonna say this right here, okay? I'm gonna say this right here. Remember this. You don't always get what you want, but you always get what you deserve. So your karma will pay off. It will pay off. You will always get what you deserve. It will pay off. If you keep on doing the work, if you keep on serving your karmas and becoming a better human being, becoming and embodying the all of your potential in the direction of love and growth and positivity. If you focus on all those things, you're doing exactly what the demonic individuals and beings governing us right now. You're doing exactly what they do not want us to do. They do not want us to be in our power. They do not want us to be in our power in the direction of positivity, love, and growth. So as long as you're aiming every day to that, one step in the right direction, one step, your karmas slowly but surely will pay off. Now again, spiritually understanding, having this sensitivity, understanding that we're going to die, but we're not going to ever die because we cannot die because we are the spirits residing within this body. We're only going to move on into the afterlife, into a better place. Let's put in all the work we can to have a rockin' ass transition into the afterlife. Every single day into the right direction. And you will always be blessed. The universe will always bless you with exactly what you deserve. Brahmacharya, 3 months. It's worth it. If you have the calling, if something within you guides you to want to make the decision to take part in retaining and celibacy and practicing this work, because it is work, it is spiritual, mental, and physical work to transmute energies from lower realms into higher realms. You'll see the seeds that you plant, you will reap, and some of the seeds will fall on thorny ground. They'll be killed by the thorns. Some of the seeds will fall onto the sidewalk and be eaten by the birds. Some of the seeds will never even make it to the soil, but some of the seeds will land on the fertile soil. Now, this is a biblical verse and it comes from the Bible, but it's dope. It will always, that seed, those seeds landing on the fertile soil will harvest. And guess what? Even some of the seeds who land in the fertile soil won't grow for whatever reason, but some of them will grow damn straight. So not every day is going to be a perfect day. It might not be exactly what you want. We go through dark days, storms. We go through nature. Nature has good days and bad days. Nature has chaos and order. So every day may not go as you may want it to go, right? But it will always go exactly how it needs to go, exactly where you need to be. So focus on yourself. Go within, be still, and really do all this work and transmute all the knowledge and all the wisdom and all the healing you put in with yourself. You can directly correlate that into the external world by doing whatever it is you want to do, and that is in alignment with your purpose. Me, myself, as a motherfucking sun in Sagittarius, I love to learn. Learning is my way to serve my purpose, to be able to serve my karmas, to be able to do what I need to do as an individual being. Without further ado, I was here before, I'm here now, and I'll be here after.